And then when we're ready, that's a lousy shot. I think I took out a bush. Hey, my God, it floats. Oh my God. Hey everybody, it's BC here, and welcome to another episode of Planet Nomads. And for those that showed up for the live stream this weekend, I thank you. I hope you had a good time. I had a great time. I had a little bit of fun. We did some crazy stuff, which I'm going to get to in a minute for those of you that didn't make it to the live stream. I'm planning on doing this every weekend now. I'm going to do it every Saturday, starting between 8 and 10 a.m. Pacific time. Depends on the shift at work. I do a shift rotation, 2 weeks mornings, 2 weeks afternoons, so kind of throws me off schedule. I also put up a post in the Steam discussion saying I was going to be doing weekly streams, and I invited the developers, and they said it should work with their timing, so we might see them this weekend. If you weren't here, this thing is no longer here. It decided it was going to take a fall on my iron deposit there, but yeah, well, live and learn, right? Looked like something was still stuck there. But yeah, we're doing a couple of things. Couple of things that I was trying to do was get an autoloader for the gun. We did get one set up, and at the same time, another test was to see if I could actually fire balls out this. And yes, we can. I'm going to actually do a quick save here because I got these loaded up, and I don't want to have to go back to other saves. We'll get to that little prize in a second here. So give me a second here. Okay, I have my save set up. So I'm going to first show you how this works. It's sort of it was supposed to be spring loaded, but these hover pads just aren't working the way they're supposed to. Basically, these two are supposed to be pushing against this wall here, so when I push this back using these hover pads, these are set on steering, so I just use left and right to move this back and forth, and these were supposed to be just tension. I turned one of them off because it was still fighting a little bit and wasn't pushing it back all the way because of the extra weight and redesigning and whatnot. An idea might be like this might be better if it was hanging from the ceiling instead of coming up from the ground. But as you can see, I got a sort of a drop tube in here. I managed to get 5 of them in here before it actually pushed through the gate and went down the barrel. So I'll just give you a quick example of how this actually works. You can see it better here. So as you can see, as I push left and right, I'm actually moving it. So I could technically let one ball out, and it's in the chamber. Now, I don't think I'll be able to fire it because these things tend to hit that dead spot right there where the hover pads don't actually connect. So I'm going to do a quick reload here. And here I am back on top with 2 loaded. So for here, we're going to hop in here. I think this is the best view you can get. So what I have to do is I have to hold left to open the gate, and then I got to hold forward to make sure that these hover pads down here give it the momentum to get into the chamber. So let us do this. Oh, that's right, I'm holding back on this, and there goes the other one. So technically, if the gate would hold it, I could get 6 of them in here. We could have a little mini machine gun. But again, that's going to be in the works, you know, redesigning, weight reduction, better performance, the whole 9 yards. A couple of little projects I'm going to start working on soon is, you know, little machineries to work with these balls. Because if I decide that I want to start using these in the gun, if the hover pads get adjusted a little bit, well, even then, still, we got a little ball lobber. It's not going to be a ball shooter, it'll be a ball lobber. But I'm thinking of possibly like a crane, and I've actually been thinking about an idea I might have for an extendable boom. Like, you know, the trucks that come out that have the big boom crane on there, and it comes up, it's got like 4 extensions. This one won't be 4 extensions, but something I could pick these up and put them into a hopper into this, so we got an autoloader. But let's go on to this little guy here. This is sort of a stepping stone for the big project I plan on doing. And I'm not going to make it, damn it. This is supposed to be a walking spider. We've been working on it. We were working on this on the weekend. Something I wanted to try to do. Every game that has any type of functionality, this is one of the things I always do. I've only had success in one, but even then it didn't really walk. It sort of just moonwalked. The legs just slid on the ground. And something like this isn't really that hard to do. It's really all about timing. It may be complicated because you got 8 legs to deal with, but realistically, you're only doing 2 separate motions. If I go back here, and we just number the legs. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? Uh, you want them opposite each other. So when this leg is going up, this leg has to be going down. If this leg is going down, this leg has to be going up. This down, this up. If that's going up, that has to go down. At the same time with the forwards and backwards. If this one's going forward and you want it going forward while it's going up, so it's taking the step, then this one has to be going back, but at the same time it's going down. And these 4 legs are what are actually supposed to push it forward. This one goes forward to grab the next, usually a couple of inches, but in this case it's going to be a couple of meters. And then they go down where the other legs lift up and go from there. There's a few things I do have to work out. Some of them have been getting stuck on these pillars here. I'll call them my stops for now. So I'm going to have to take all these out and put conveyor sections here, just because the conveyors won't actually bind on the sides, and I might even do the same here, just to make sure that nothing sticks. The way I have this set up is I'm using, we'll call it the tire trick. I don't know if this is ever going to be fixed or not, but I have it with just one, the wheel on the block there, like the flying machine. This isn't really powerful enough. We had issues where only those 2 and these 2 legs were actually lifting up. And after some testing, I realized that the wheels aren't broken. It's just they're not heavy. They're not strong enough to actually lift these legs. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move those back a little bit. I should be able to take that block out, and not because that wheel is going to be up to here now. And so I don't know if it shouldn't mess up being off one grid like that, but the leg might move a little bit, so we'll see. But yeah, it's gonna be all doubled up, everything else is gonna stay the same. And I was trying to figure out as far as turning goes, and I think the only way I can really do it, because I don't really have any other like proper control, is I'm gonna have to go with 3 generators. I was wondering about the wheels, because the wheels had been all set to the highest setting. Apparently they're still using the lowest amount of power, so they're only using 35 instead of 70. So that's good. So that means what I will do is I will have one main generator that's going to be running 1 pad on every single one of them. So that's just going to be like a low mode. And then I'm going to have 2 separate generators, one for the left, or sorry, one for the right, one for the left, and then have them both on when I walk forward. When I want to turn, if I want to turn left, for instance, I turn the left side off, so in that way the legs on the right are traveling more than the legs on the left, and then it should start getting some gradual turning. At the same time too, I'm trying to keep this light, so it's going to be all basically framework like this, except for the generators. What you see here on the legs is basically all there's going to be. I could have made it lighter because originally I had hover pads here, and they weren't really as strong as this can be, so that's what we're going to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut to the chase here. I'm going to take off my scaffolding here, and I'm going to start switching these tires over, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I got all of them set up with 2 wheels on each. That's going to give it more power. This is what's going to actually create the lift. I'm not worried about the hover pads. The hover pads are just causing it to move forward while it's up on 4 legs. And I'm just hoping this is going to be enough. That's why I'm trying to keep this light. All these towers are not going to be that tall. They're just going to be as tall as they need to be for this bar that's here. And what this is for, like I said, this is for setting the distance that it travels. We'll go to this leg here. I don't know if this one is actually stuck or not because it's touching the beam. But basically they have yeah, this one's stuck. This one isn't though. So as you can see, it only goes back that far. But if I go this way, oh, that one got stuck too. I know they're not all stuck. There we go. There's one that's moving. So then basically you want a certain range of motion, and the reason being is when one set of legs is going down and back, the other set is going to be going up and forward. And what's going to happen is if it's higher than the other one, and of course this is stuck. Let me just take this post out and I'll give you an example. I actually had it get caught up on me already when I was doing my leg test to try to get these legs actually lifting. But if I go up here and I push this, and then it'll actually come in contact with the other one. And that's what you want to avoid. So basically you got to figure out where you want your range of motion to be. And in this case, on the middle legs here, I would want them to stop perfectly perpendicular with the body, and then just have it so they come out to like the angle that they were where they were touching here. This one here, it's gonna basically stop here, and it's gonna go further back, sort of like how it would be with a real spider. That's how they don't trip over their own feet. And as long as you don't work, as long as you make sure that your spacing's all right, then you shouldn't have anything to worry about. Shouldn't have to worry about spider tripping over its own feet. So I'm gonna clean this up. I'm gonna get all my angles set, and I'll bring you back when it's time to get the power all set up, and then we'll take the legs for a test crawl. I forgot to point this out too. If you want the leg to go back, then you want to make sure you have space on this side, because it's going to be like a pair of scissors. If this leg goes this way, your stopper, we'll call it, is going to go this way. And I was just about to put my block here, and I realized, oh wait, I wanted to go back. So I have to put my block over here, and then have the other one over here, then that's where my guides are going to be. So yeah, I just thought I'd point that out to save confusion if anybody wants to attempt this project on their own. Build a huge giant mega tarantula. Ooh, sounds like a good project for the new Unity. Hee hee hee. Okay, here's what I got. So as you can see, I got all the conveyors set up. I probably didn't have to go 4 high, but you know, sometimes you get a little bit of play in these things, and it might lift up and hop over, and I just want to prevent that. I probably could go 1 more in case it somehow squeezes by, but if it's going to get by, it's going to have to clip by, and I'm sure it will eventually, knowing this game. So I was thinking about the cockpit too. Maybe we'll have the cockpit in the center. Would it be better to be in the center of this thing, or would it be better to be, let's say, at the back end over here, facing forward? And that way you can watch the legs crawl. Also, I have to have some spot to get out, so we can actually adjust the generators. Like I said, there's going to be 1 main one for doing 1 hover pad on each one, so that'll be 8, which would be 1200. And then the 16 wheels, which is 7560, so I should be able to get this all on 1 generator. And then I'll have 4 on one side on the left generator, and 4 on the other side on the right generator. So everything is all configured. All I have to do is just wire it up. So I will be right back. Okay, so I do have this mess all figured out. This is where our main control is going to be. So when we're actually driving it, we're going to be up here. We'll be able to see all 8 legs move. When we get out, we actually end up down here, so we can adjust our steering, which actually works out perfect. Then we just hop back in, and we continue on. So let me show you what is hooked up where here. And this will be easy because I can just go up here and turn everything on. So this is the main here. We'll go ahead and turn the main generator on. Oh, helps if it needs fuel. Might as well do that right now. Can I reach it? Yes, I can. That's right, they have to be turned on to actually accept the fuel. So then I might as well just do it this way, because we're going to get a test run anyways. So this is the we'll call it the main drive. This is what controls all the leg functions. And I'll get up here so you can see it. So you can see that this one is powering every single wheel up here. I gotta make sure, yeah, they should all be set to speed or default because I took whatever was out. So that is the main, and as you can see, only 1 hover pad is working on each one. So then we'll go ahead and we'll put fuel in here. So now you have the second set of hover pads on this side running, which is technically we'd be turning left if we were walking. And then we put that in, and that's the other side, and that should get us going full speed. So let's do a leg test. So I don't know if this is actually going to work or not, but basically I'm using forward and backwards to get him to walk. And oh, hold on. That leg's slowly going up. So it looks like I have to change everything to torque. So give me a second, we'll try out everything on torque. Okay, everything's on torque setting now, so let's see how it works. So as you can see, we have that one, this one, and this one going up. And I hit back, and the other four go up. But as you can see, the timing's a little off. For some reason, some of them are slower than others. I don't know what is causing that. Everything's in the same place, but at least all four legs are working now, which is good. Just need to get a little bit of grease in those joints, I think. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and take a nap, come back when it's daytime, and then we'll get this bad boy on his feet. I hope that reactor isn't going to get in the way. Generator. Okay, backup saves have been made. It is morning. Let's do this. I'm going to get this weight off the back here because we got enough weight in the back as it is. Because that's where I got most of my reactors. So hopefully this is going to do something. If I can even scrape across the ground a couple of meters, that's all that matters. Now this is the sketchy part. Should I stand here and just take it out now, or come from the side? I'm going to come from the side because I've seen this thing come down already. So let's do this. It's a little heavier now by the looks of it, but I think it's actually clearing the ground. No, it's not. It's on the reactor. So let's see what happens here. Yeah, it's just not enough to lift it. It's slowly moving. Let's get into third person here. See, I was actually thinking about this. I really should have had a second set of wheels. It's obviously something I have to redesign. Maybe, you know, I can make this part a little easier. I will go with the wheel trick, we'll call it. But I'll have it doubled up. I'll have two on this side, two on the other. Because I realize that there is a lot of weight here, and there's just no way it's going to get off the ground. But it's moving. Maybe it can crawl at least. See, these legs don't even want to come off the ground now because the other ones can't lift it up. So, one last thing we'll try. I'm going to set all the wheels so they're all going up, because right now they're reversed, so I have to push back and forward for them to work properly. So I want to see if this thing will actually stand up. So give me one moment and we'll find out. Okay, they're all set to go the same direction. The legs are going to go a little funny, but all the wheels should work, so it pushes up. Hey, I got a flying spider. Alright. Huh. Nice. Whoa. Jumping spider. Hee hee hee. That's cool. If spiders had wings, I tell ya. Damn, I wish the third person would go up further. I gotta get a screenshot of this for Steam. Oh, and down it comes. It's a good thing I saved. Oh, it's like a cat lands on its feet. Alright. Well, that was interesting. It's quite interesting. I've never really done much with these, but now that I see what's going on, that's probably why it's not working too well, because it's technically using the flight mechanic. It wants to go up, at the same time it wants to go down, so that's why it's not going anywhere. And yeah, needless to say, using one wheel doesn't work, but we'll do one more try here. I'll do a quick backup, and then we'll come back and we'll start taking the wheel on the hinge out, set them back the way they were, and see how it goes. Okay, which is one wheel, it just doesn't have the power to lift it, and barely lift the legs as it is. So I'm thinking maybe the best thing to do, you know, it's almost worthwhile trying it, putting a second wheel, but having it, you know what I mean, have the block here, and the wheel up here, so it's on the same side maybe. Sure, why not? We're this far in. Let us do that. I'm going to load up an old save, and we will try that. Okay, I'm just about done here. I'm just setting the last limit of the torque, and I'm hoping this is gonna work as long as, yeah, that's what I'm doing. As long as they're all set right, it should work. If not, we could have another flying spider. Flying spiders, there's something Craneballs never thought about. Alright, let's do a leg test here. Legs are working fine. Nice and powerful too. So now the question is, there's no question about a backup, that's for sure. Okay, backup is made. So, let's get this off, all this dead weight. And let's get it on its feet, see what happens. Don't kill me, please. The way it crouches down like that, it's almost like it was meant to walk. But probably not. Almost. They're just not quite tough enough. Sort of see those wheels moving. Alright, okay, well, I guess it's gonna be it, not unless we try to do another flying machine, which I really don't feel like doing. Yeah, needs more power. Like, really need more wheels, or shorter legs, one of the two. Well, I was actually hoping I was gonna get this thing up and walking today. Just not enough power to lift this. The only other thing I could think of is, like I said, doubling up the wheels. But I don't know if this is actually, like, if it's fighting itself because of the flight glitch, trick, I'll say, with the wheels. Because maybe this leg is trying to fly, this leg is trying to sink to the ground, so maybe it's just basically creating an immovable object. I did try with the hover pads, but the hover pads didn't seem to really have the power these do. Especially after kind of got nerfed. You know, it might be something to try again, because originally I had them just flat like this, like how I have here. And then I was just getting it to rotate back and forth. But that wasn't really creating enough power that these do. I could barely lift this up. I was actually doing some testing on one of my platforms here. I was just basically using the hover pads to see if I could turn something that had like 8 blocks on it. And I was even testing it with the wheels too, and just put a base foundation on it. No, even 2 wheels couldn't move it. 2 hover pads couldn't turn it. So sadly, we just don't have the power to do stuff like this right now. Maybe not on this scale. I'm sure, like I said, I could lighten the load by. This doesn't really have to be there. If I'm using these, I can have this down here and cut all this out except for little spacers here. And yes, we need solar power. We need a big, huge, giant solar-powered tail behind this thing. But anyways, I'm gonna call the episode here. Oh, look at that. It's an underground hover base. Let's go check this one out quickly. Oh, here it comes. Oh no, that was the autosave. See if we can watch it rise out of the ground. Yes, because I had the jack out from underneath. It was actually sitting on the ground. I got it stuck. I never did put it on the jack, so we should watch this thing rise out of the landscape. Come on, where are you? Excellent screenshot. So is it like done now? It's completely sunk into the ground. Scared to touch it. Scared to go on it because you never know what's gonna happen. Let's put a block on it and see if it goes to space. Oh, it's one of those things, huh? I can't interact with it. No, this is not the first time this has happened with this thing. It sort of crossed dimensions with all the hover hover stuff going on underneath it. But anyways, where are we here? There we are. But anyways, I thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave me a like, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.